So I've been in Nigeria for like a week and a half now, and I've been meaning to make videos about almost everything. But I think the one thing that stands out for me is the reception here. I am amazed at the warmth that I have received ever since I got to this country. It even almost kind of makes me feel guilty because I know that Nigerians in South Africa don't receive this kind of reception. Immediately people know that you're Nigerian, they become suspicious, they even don't give you the like sort of decency. Immediately they know you're Nigerian. The way foreigners are treated in South Africa is it's embarrassing, especially when you go out to other countries as a South African and you realize people actually treat you like a guest, even when you're not their guest. It's South Africans need to travel more. South Africans need to go to other countries, especially African countries, to see how people are warm, welcoming in their own countries. And I'm not gonna say that there's not a lot of things that is wrong in this country. There's a lot, right? And there's a lot of things that are wrong in South Africa too. But it's the people, it's the reception you get. It's amazing. South Africans can learn a lot from traveling. Get out of your country. I feel like South Africa is fast becoming the United States of the world. You know, it's becoming the United States of African countries, feeling like, it's the best thing after sliced cake. Because the way we treat other Africans in South Africa is embarrassing. It's really embarrassing. When I got here, did not expect that people would be so respectful, so welcoming, so warm, so receptive. And when I saw that, I'm like, I was embarrassed, honestly, on behalf of all South Africans. I know that not all South Africans are xenophobic. I'm not xenophobic, but I know a large majority are. We can do better.
One thing other African countries don't know about Nigeria is that we are one of the most welcoming people on earth. No matter who you are, what you are, we welcome you with our open arms. And that is what South Africans don't understand. As a Nigerian, I can tell you that Nigerians are one of the nicest people you will ever meet. We don't discriminate, though we have our own problems internally, but to an outsider, we don't discriminate, most especially when you're a dark-skinned person. People don't even know if you are Nigeria or not until you start speaking. That is when they realize that your accent is different, and believe me, you get special treatment.
I feel like Nigerians abroad are not very good ambassadors for their actual country. I just spent the last 2 weeks in Lagos, and before I planned my trip, so while I was planning my trip, I told so many of my friends that I was going to Nigeria, and a lot of them discouraged me so much. They're like, it's dangerous, you might get kidnapped, like stories upon stories upon stories. And I was shocked because as a South African, even though I complain about South Africa all the time, I would not discourage anyone from going to South Africa. I'd advise them about their safety, but I wouldn't tell anyone not to go. And a lot of my friends were like, no, like you would be okay, but it's also that like it's super dangerous. There's so many things that could go wrong. And I'm like, is that really the right attitude to have? Things could go wrong anywhere. Things could go wrong in New York. Things could go wrong in Cairo, And yet none of those people would ever discourage you from like coming to see their city. I had the best time ever in Lagos. I love Nigerians. I love Lagos. I had an amazing time. I was going to a friend's wedding. Best 2 weeks. I learned so much. I saw so much. And this is coming off of being in Accra, where I felt like Ghanaians love Ghana. They love Accra. Everywhere I went, they wanted to tell me about like the next most amazing thing about their city, their history. The attitude was so different, and yeah, that's like one of the thoughts that I explored with my friends on this trip, but also, yeah, just in general. I've had a lot of reflections over the last 3 weeks, and I'm going to be sharing them with you all. I did have lots of content that I had like in the moment, which is my usual style of making content, but I also didn't want to be misrepresenting something. I spent a lot of time like asking my friends like, why do you guys do this? Like, what does this mean? You know, just to make sure that I'm not ignorant, because so many of the people that I hold most dear to my heart are Nigerian, are Ghanaian, and I would never want to like misrepresent their culture on a public platform, especially one where South Africans are listening. We're so misinformed as a people. So yeah, I actually took this trip really seriously, and I had a lot of fun, but I also learned a lot. So yeah, follow my series that I'll be putting together over the next few days.
Nigerians need to learn from other countries to be patriotic, to be a patriotic citizen. I've realized that most Nigerians feel that Nigeria is very bad and people should not come to Nigeria. As a Nigerian myself, I think we need to work on ourselves. We need to be patriotic towards the country because, sell the country in a positive light. Let people know what positivity they can get when they come to Nigeria. Just like, Nigeria is an amazing place. If you've not traveled before, you will never know that Nigeria is such an amazing place. There is no country on earth that does not have their own problems, and Nigeria will not be, the last. Countries have their own problem, but everyone is trying to cover it up to sell their country in a positive light. But it is only in Nigeria that you see people, telling foreign investors not to come invest in the country just because, one or two reasons they have. They forget that the leaders that they have right now will come and go and the country will still remain. I just employ Nigerians to be more, to be more positive in selling the country in a positive light. And thanks to Afrobeat and Nollywood that are portraying us in a good light right now, people wishing to come to Nigeria, but the citizen needs to do better. We need to do better as a people to give our country, that good image, to bring the country in a good light, guys. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in my other video. Bye for now.